to My Security TV. We have a special interview with Atif Khan, the CTO and founder of Alkira. Atif, I don't even know where you are. I imagine you're in San Francisco somewhere.
Yes, very close to San Francisco, Chris, in San Jose, California.
Wonderful. Now, introduce us to Alkira. We have met previously. It was a few years ago, I think, at an RSA conference in San Fran. But yeah, we're going to talk about network cloud. So introduce us to Alkira, and maybe even for some of the audience, introduce your background and what's brought you here. So, and we're also going to have a brief presentation on Alkira. But yeah, maybe a bit about your background to introduce yourself.
Sure, certainly. My name is Atif Khan, and I'm founder or co-founder and CTO at Alkira. So Alkira is a multi-cloud networking startup. We have been around for 2.5 years. We started back in May of 2018, and we have raised $76 million to date from VCs like Sequoia Capital, Kleiner Perkins, Google Ventures, and also Koch Disruptive Technologies. We have gone through 2 rounds of funding. And we came out of stealth mode and made our service generally available back in April of 2020. So our service has been available for almost 6 months. We have a few customers who have deployed it so far, and I will go through some details of our service and also maybe some customer deployments also. Yeah,
I've got your Series B announcement here, $54 million Series B, so you know how to raise some money. But you've been through this sort of pathway before. How long were you in stealth mode?
So we were in stealth mode from May of 2018 till April of 2020. So it took us almost 2 years to get out of stealth, and that's when we made our service generally available for customers to start using.
So maybe just for the audience again, introduce us to network cloud. This is looking at some agility across hybrid and multi-cloud networks. So, yeah, introduce us to network cloud. What's the basic concept?
Yeah, network cloud, Chris, is it's an on-demand unified multi-cloud network with integrated security and network services. And above all, it's delivered as a service. So from a customer's point of view, they can just come to our website, register, and they can start building their own global network infrastructure from our portal. This allows them to build a unified global network infrastructure which connects to multiple clouds, multiple sites, with integrated security and higher layer services in the middle.
What makes you sort of choose the different cloud offerings? Is it based on cost, bandwidth usage, storage? You know, is there what's some of the features that comes to this and allows you to build your own cloud, which is effectively will be a multi-cloud, I imagine.
Yes, so we provide. Right. So we have built our own network cloud over hyperscale infrastructure from other public cloud providers. But from our enterprise customers' point of view, they just come to our network cloud to build their own virtual global network, which connects to multiple of their public clouds, their data centers, their sites, their users, and they can also bring up, as I mentioned, security and higher layer services in the middle inside of this cloud. And yes.
So there's a line here, digital design canvas. So it's basically just sort of click and play type of approach, is it?
Absolutely. So we wanted to make it very simple for the customers to consume. So Chris, you know that today, if I'm an enterprise and if I have to go enable or onboard, let's say a cloud such as AWS, I have to know how to extend my private WAN or private connectivity into AWS. I need to know the AWS networking constructs. If I have to bring up security, say services, or I have to instantiate a firewall inside of AWS, I need to know how to do that. And then if I'm a multi-cloud customer, and if I have other clouds, then I have to go and learn other clouds. I have to I have to develop expertise. Let's say Azure or GCP, because every cloud is different. Every cloud does things differently.
Yep.
So with Alkira, it's one way of doing things. These clouds just become endpoints on this network cloud, and we provide any endpoint to any endpoint connectivity through our network cloud with built-in services. So you just consume it as a service. You put in your requirements from connectivity perspective, from security perspective, from visibility and monitoring and policy perspective, and we connect you to multiple endpoints across the globe.
What's the business model for you? Do you charge a fee and then or a commission on top of the cloud services that are being used?
So this becomes customers' primary network. So it's a end-to-end global network which we're providing. Its consumption model is very similar to cloud-based services, where customers only pay for what they use and for as long as they use it for. It's on demand, it's agile. So from enterprises' perspective, from customers' perspective, they can just bring it up anywhere across the globe, any location in the world, and they can start consuming it. They can bring up any service, they can bring up any cloud, any endpoint, and they only pay for what they use. It's consumption-based billing. And if they want to scale their resources, they can scale this cloud or resources in this cloud, and then they pay for it. And then they, when they need to scale it down, they can scale it down, and they would only pay for what they've used.
And I imagine they can see that as they use it. They can see what their consumption is. They can see what it's costing. They can project it.
Absolutely. So we have a full billing portal also, so customers can go and see what they're getting charged for, what they're paying for, what their current bill is for the existing month. And we also provide them forecast based on their prior usage. And we also provide them history of their old invoices, the bills. All of that information is available at their fingertips through our portal.
We've been running some sessions on micro segmentation as well. How much visibility all the way through to, say, an endpoint would you get through this? Or is it just network orientated?
No, Chris, nowadays it's very important for customers to have end-to-end visibility, because now you have different public clouds, you have so many SaaS applications which you're connecting to from your enterprise. Majority of the traffic is either destined for SaaS or workloads which are running in, or applications running in public clouds. And then there are hybrid deployments where there's still there are deployments, data centers out there and stuff. So now having visibility across all environments is very, very important for the customers. And you know, if you have to do it on your own today, you have to use many different tools to get all that information, whether it's application level visibility or analytics that you want to do on tons of data that you collect. So these are all separate tools. So here, what we have done, we have built all of this visibility, monitoring, all of that into this network cloud. So there's one way of doing everything. It's unified, and you have complete end-to-end visibility from any endpoint to any endpoint.
And that security policy you can apply to those different environments from your dashboard? Is dashboard the right word?
Yes, dashboard is the right word. Yes, you can apply consistent policies across your multiple environments, because as I said, like all of these are just endpoints to us. We don't just provide connectivity. Connectivity is one key aspect of this network cloud, but security services, other higher layer services also within this network cloud. Being able to address multiple or different use cases for the customer, and also like visibility, which is end-to-end, is a key aspect of it. Right. And then secondly, Chris, one of the main things is this is a platform we are providing to customers, and customers are building their network using this platform. It's a global network. So they are still running their own network. They still need all visibility. They still need all tools which provide them capabilities of managing and operating this cloud. So all day two operation tools are also built into this cloud, like troubleshooting mechanisms which you need when there's something which goes wrong. So so all of that stuff we made sure that it's built in into this network cloud.
One of the, and you've got some slides to present. We'll move over them to them shortly. One question, and we often sort of hear this when we speak to CISOs and enterprise. They've still got legacy systems. You know, where does a business need to be? Do they need to be cloud native to really use this? How does the on-prem kind of come into play as well? What business profile does this suit? Because it's obviously very modern, extremely agile. You know, it sounds like it should be a cloud native business.
Exactly, Chris. So you know, this is what we call the network for the cloud era. So now everything is moving towards as a service model. So if you look at it, 10 plus years ago, people used to run email servers on-prem. Then came all the applications like Office 365, SaaS applications. People started consuming all these services from the cloud. Then infrastructure as a service, compute, like if you look at AWS or if you look at Azure, now you can just bring up your workload in the cloud within minutes, and you just pay for what you use, and you bring up your workloads or your based on your own requirements. So this is what we are doing with networking now. So why can't you build your network and bring up your network just like infrastructure as a service? So now this is, you can think of it as network infrastructure as a service, where you build your own network infrastructure. You don't have to manage any hardware. You don't have to download any software. It's a platform which we provide. It's global. So wherever you have a need to scale up, to scale down, all of it is global, one way of doing it. And we have made it very simple for the end customer to use it. At the same time, we provide, from a functionality perspective, it's very feature rich, very rich in functionality.
Right. Well, look, let's get a look at it, and we'll just do a screen swap over here. So talk us through it, Atif.
Yes, Chris, I just gave you an overview of high-level overview of Alkira's network cloud, and today I'm also going to go into this added functionality which we are announcing, which is Cloud Backbone as a Service. So let me go to my next screen. Actually, I'll skip this slide. We have gone through this. This is just the introduction, evolution to the cloud. If you look at data centers, we are living in a hybrid era. So larger enterprises, they have on-prem data centers, as well as there's mass migration happening also to the cloud. You know, in the last like 10, 15 years, infrastructure as a service has become a very widely adopted service by the enterprises. If you look at from the SaaS perspective, now SaaS applications like Zoom, Office 365, almost every company is using those. So nobody is running any of that or any of those applications themselves on-prem. Security is also moving into the cloud. So this is where we come into the picture, where we say that why can't network infrastructure be moved into the cloud and be consumed from the cloud? So this is where Alkira plays from that perspective. Network cloud, I described a little bit earlier. Global unified network infrastructure as a service. Provides end-to-end network connectivity. So that's one aspect of it, which is network connectivity. It provides hybrid and multi-cloud network as a service. Also supports zero-touch network access. So nowadays, you know, with people working from home, this has become one of the most important aspects of any networking service or solution, where you have to have users who are sitting all across the globe. They need to connect into your environment, your private environments. They need to be able to access not your on-prem resources, but the resources in the cloud as well. So we support this network cloud provides full support for that service as well. And now what we are announcing and what we are adding to it is Cloud Backbone as a service, where you know you can connect sites to this cloud. Sites could be your branches, your campuses, your data centers, along with the clouds which are connected to this network cloud. And now through this backbone, regardless of where you are connected to and where your destination is, this cloud provides a full high-speed, low-latency global backbone also, which is fully routed. It scales to thousands of routes for each customer, and it comes with SLAs, which Alkira provides as well. At the same time, the second most important, the second aspect of this network cloud is integrated network and security services. So you can instantiate, let's say, third-party services in this network cloud, or you can consume Alkira's own services as well. So when I say third-party services, maybe there's a large enterprise that's standardized on, let's say, Palo Alto firewalls, so they can just start using the Palo Alto firewalls, where they can bring in their own license, or they can pay us as they go also from that perspective. So it's built-in services, third-party or Alkira services. Then end-to-end visibility. So deep visibility is the key component of all of this. And then strong network governance, not just the cloud governance, but in general governance when it comes to all of this. Let me take you to the next slide. So that's where we go into a little bit more details of the architecture, what it looks like. This network cloud is actually built on our product is called Alkira's Cloud Services Exchange, which comprises of these hexagons in this diagram. And these hexagons are cloud exchange points, which can be instantiated anywhere across the globe where customer needs its presence. And each cloud exchange point provides full connectivity options, both to public clouds, internet, SaaS applications, as well as on-prem locations. And then it also provides a full platform to instantiate third-party services, or you can consume Alkira's own services from these CXPs as well. And then the moment you bring up multiple of these CXPs in multiple regions across the globe, Alkira builds a fully meshed, routed, high-speed, low-latency network between those CXPs as well. So now let's say if I'm an enterprise and I have offices or branches in, let's say, Asia Pacific, I can spin up a few or bring up a few CXPs or my cloud points in Asia. And then if I have my, let's say, cloud exchange points in US as well, and I'm connected to my data center in US or my public cloud in the US, I have immediately, by just doing that much, I get full high-speed, low-latency connectivity from Asia to US over this Alkira's network cloud. And I get full visibility, full controls from the application level, or from the network level. I get full controls from routes and whatnot, I can have my user sitting in Asia, my application sitting in the US, and it's all accessed over SLA-backed, high-speed, low-latency network backbone or cloud backbone.
I take it you can control where your data is actually stored and where storage occurs?
Yes, so we only store customers' data, which is the network level information. So like the stats and logs and all that stuff. And yes, we can control where the data is stored. We are GDPR compliant also. So we take care of all of that. Okay. And coming back to this cloud backbone as a service, so here it's, as I mentioned, high bandwidth, low latency backbone, provides full advanced routing controls, integrated security and segmentation. So now this is fully segmentation aware, meaning that, are you still able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so full support for end-to-end segmentation as well. If you look at the top portion of this slide, you can use this cloud backbone for inter-site connectivity. Sites could be branches, could be data centers, could be remote users also. It's fully meshed, so from any endpoint to any endpoint you go directly. It's a full mesh connectivity. And the backbone also serves for cloud interconnects between different regions, different clouds, with full visibility inside of this network cloud. We are also seeing this use case where now you can also regionalize your, let's say if you have an SD-WAN, global SD-WAN deployment, you can regionalize your SD-WAN deployment and connect those regional SD-WAN islands via this cloud backbone as well. Since this is a high-speed, low-latency cloud backbone, so this makes a perfect use case for this, where you don't have to use even, or you don't have to use internet as like one of the transports for your SD-WAN for global connectivity, or even MPLS in many cases. Because this cloud backbone provides you comparable or even better network as far as performance is concerned compared to MPLS. So you can regionalize your MPLS network or your SD-WAN network, and you can have this cloud backbone connect all those regional networks. So that's becoming one quite popular use case with our customers.
And same with the WANs.
Yes. So some of the use cases of this Alkira's network cloud are cloud backbone, which have gone into some details of multi-cloud network and security, where you could bring your own security services or network higher layer services, or you can consume Alkira's own services. Then we also provide optimal SaaS application experience for the user. So we optimize connectivity to many of these SaaS applications. We also support cloud and enterprise DMZ use cases, and I also mentioned Zero Trust network access, which has become a very important aspect of this solution, especially during these times when many of enterprise employees are working remotely from different locations across the globe.
Yeah.
In summary, Network Cloud is a global unified network infrastructure as a service, which I mentioned. So now you can build your network infrastructure on demand wherever you need it for as long as you need it for. End-to-end network connectivity, integrated network and security services with deep visibility and strong governance. We believe that this is the future of networking in the cloud era, and the future is as a service, and that's exactly what we are doing over here, building or providing this as a service. And this is network as a service, cloud network, which is built in the cloud for the cloud era. Some of the awards which we have received in 2020 are at the bottom. We were just recently named Gartner's Cool Vendor, and there have been a few other awards.
So yeah, maybe just talk us through. You've got the cloud backbone as a service announcement coming out. So we've got a slight. We'll wait for the formal announcement, but is that the kind of the final layer of the business, or is it just sort of part of that rollout, I suppose, as you come out of stealth mode?
It's we since we are working on a solution which would provide end-to-end networking with services. So this is one next step towards our broader vision. It's delivered as a service, so we will be adding like more and more functionality in the future. And as we go, so the beauty of this is, from users' perspective, they don't have to download any software, or they don't have to upgrade the software to get new features or new functionality. So here it's all as a service, right? So we can keep delivering new services to our customers as we go, and that's exactly the path we are on. And this is one of the key features which we are announcing next week. But in the future, there will be much more functionality which we'll be adding, and extending our network cloud capabilities.
Will you head down to the application level, or are you going to stay at the network level?
Now this network cloud is already application aware, so we will provide more and more application level capabilities. So that's all built into this platform. So nowadays, Chris, everything has to be application aware. You cannot just be at the network layer. So that's all either built in currently. We will expand our offering with new functionality and new capabilities as we go.
And who are your key partners?
So we have partnerships on two, like there are technology partners and there are go-to-market partners. So one of our key technology partners is Palo Alto, which we've announced, Palo Alto Networks. There are some more technology partnerships in the works. So we will be announcing those partnerships in the near future. And from the go-to-market perspective, also we are working with some partners, and we will be coming out with some announcements on that side as well.
Can you tell us who some of your customers are?
Yeah, so we can name one large customer. That customer has gone public with us. That's Coke Industries in the US.
But they're an investor
Coke
as well, right?
They're one of our investors as well. They led our Series B. And they were our customer before they decided to invest, because they were highly impressed by our solution. So they decided to bring in their venture arm, which is KDT, Coke Disruptive Technologies, and they decided to invest in us. So that's one of the largest enterprises in the world. In fact, I believe it's the second largest privately held company in the US. They have a very complex and a huge deployment. It's a global deployment, and they have decided to go with us for all their cloud use cases. They're looking at other use cases also around this cloud backbone as a service as we speak, and it's a global deployment. And they're expanding on a daily basis with us, because it's delivered as a service, it's on demand, and their footprint is increasing as we speak. Actually,
right. It's a great business model. All you just need is more people signing up. Really, now it's all built.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, look, I think on that note, we'll stay in touch, obviously. In terms of your progress, and we'll wait for the formal announcement. I think we'll release this with that announcement when that comes out. We won't sort of beat the market on that. We'll stick to the embargo. But look, it's an interesting story, and as you say, you've been down this path before. So are you going to sort of sell again this time, or are you just going to keep going with and keep running a business for a longer term?
So Chris, we are not building a company just to flip. We are trying to build a business which can stand on its own, but you can't predict the future. But from our side, we are focused on building the business, focused on making an impact, and a positive impact in the networking industry. And whatever happens along the way, we'll see when we get there. But again, can't predict the future. But focus is all on building a successful business.
Absolutely. Well, you're the CTO and founder of Alkira, Atif Khan. Please say hello to your brother Amir Khan, the president and CEO. and you've got a few others on the board of directors there. That should be on our chiefit.me channel as well. So look, Atif, thank you so much for joining us there from San Francisco. Should be sort of mid to late afternoon there, as it is our morning. But it's been a pleasure to have you on My Security TV.
Pleasure to be on your show, and thank you for having me on the show.
Good man. Thank you very much.